Today I am gonna react to a much requested video, probably the most requested video I've ever had, Larry STYLINSON. So I know that there are many Larry videos, but I want to just react to this one today. And this is the video that I had the most requests to react to for my first Larry video. Now, if this video gets to 500,000 views before the end of 2020, that's before January 1st, 2021, I will do a part 2 on any video that you'd like me to react to, just as long as YouTube lets me. I tried to download a lot of these Larry videos and YouTube just wouldn't allow me to do so. Is it a conspiracy? Who knows? The other thing I'd like to point out is I really want to be respectful to the Larry community, because I know the fear and the rejection that the queer community experiences just for wanting to be who they are. With that said, I want you to know that I'm gonna be looking at this video with unbiased eyes. I'm only going to be watching what is on the screen. I have never been a fan of One Direction. I do very much like Harry Styles, but this is not going to go into my reaction right here. What you are about to get out of today's video is 15 years of experience in social skills and relationships. And lastly, I want to let you know that I have looked at many Larry videos before this one. I know about the tattoos, I know about the lyric changes, and I know about a whole lot more, but I just want to focus on this one video here today. So let's get started.
This is a very good one.
So you're Louis and Harry, or Harry and Louis?
Louis. Harry and Louis.
Okay.
Louis? Probably okay. I'm gonna sing tonight. Ready to.
Already, without even seeing them get into a conversation with each other or interact, I could tell these two have this best friend dynamic going on. These two are very obviously best friends, or at the time of filming.
It's okay?
Yeah. Très bien. Et toi? C'est bon.
Je suis très bien aussi.
Bon.
So, you met each other thanks to X Factor.
Yeah.
So tell me the story after X Factor.
Okay, so this was a big move here. I saw Louis pull Harry in to sit closer to him. Now, what does this mean? I don't want to talk too much about it right yet, what I think. Let's go on.
We met boot camp on the Extra Factor.
Sorry, are we talking to you or the camera?
Oh,
Do you watch the
you
camera? Okay, sorry.
We met at boot camp on X Factor. Louis was always really quiet at boot camp. How things change. He's come out of his shell completely. He's lost his shell.
That's not fair.
And yeah, I don't know. Having a great time, really.
You are 5 and you are friends, or like
Yeah, absolutely.
brothers,
Yeah. We are friends, but I'd say when we need each other, we're more like brothers because we're so close. You know, we literally see each other every day, and you know, we spend.
Now, it's really important to point out what Harry just said over there. We're more like brothers. We literally see each other every day. Now, imagine two boys that connect so well. They have insane chemistry, and you put them together every day for an extended period of time. What is going to happen? You are going to get two people that are so comfortable with each other. They know everything about each other. There's nothing to hide.
We spend every minute of each day together, so yeah. I'd say
You
it was
live
brotherly.
together?
Yeah.
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 Okay. And you always wanted to be a singer?
Louis?
I always wanted to either sing or act. I did my school musical, Grease, and I played.
Now, them touching each other right here, putting their arms around each other after they just mentioned how close they are and how brotherly they feel is just a natural extension of what they just said. They said, we're just like brothers, we see each other all the time. And to express that, they put their arms around each other. That's what two best friends would usually do.
And I played Danny in Grease,
He
and
smashed it.
ever since then I just wanted to do something with that kind of approach, if you will, Harold. What about you in Square?
I always wanted to. I think I always wanted to like entertain people. I think when I was younger, I was quite an attention seeker.
All right, so right there's another thing that Louis just did, which is not what you usually see two friends or two bandmates doing, which is he just fixed Harry's little handkerchief in his pocket. I don't want to talk too much about it just yet, but let's go on.
And then I sang in a band with some of my school friends. And then that's when I really kind of thought that I wanted to sing and stuff, so I really enjoyed it. It was good fun.
And your first single is like a tribute to Grease?
Now, I've seen Louis do that cough before in another interview. Now, that is either telling me that his coughs are hinting at something, or his coughs are just very loud.
Nice?
It's yeah, it does. The first single does have a slight resemblance to the start of Summer Nights in Greece, but that wasn't done deliberately. But then again, who doesn't love Greece?
You know?
You know?
Perfect.
Cool cat.
Who is your idol, your model?
I'm a massive Chris Martin fan. I think he is incredible. I think like the songs he writes, his vocals, I think he's amazing.
For me, Robbie Williams is just an unbelievable performer, and yeah, I think he's very, very good.
So pop, like your swing.
Now, if anybody knows about Robbie Williams, he is another notoriously ambiguously queer pop star. I'm not alluding to anything, just mentioning it.
Single and the album?
Yeah. We both like pop music, don't we, really?
Yeah.
Your friends, the girls, are crazy.
They're amazing. We got in last night and there was about 10 people outside. And this morning there's loads of them. So they really are incredible. They just seem to be everywhere. So
It's been multiplying.
yeah.
It was a surprise.
Yes.
Definitely. I was surprised this morning. Yeah, they're great.
Today it's Valentine's Day.
It
So
is.
are you in love?
Single, Valentine's Day in Paris, the city of love.
The city of love.
For you?
I've got a girlfriend, actually.
Oh, and what kind of boyfriend are you?
Now, I noticed when Louis said he has a girlfriend, he smiled in a way where he was visualizing her. Now, I want everybody to be aware of something like that, because I know that a lot of people have talked about him being in a relationship as a PR stunt. Based on the way he said it, he didn't say it in a way he was like, yep, I got a girlfriend. And then if he brought his bottom lip up, that would be implying that he's holding something back. But when he did it, he said, yep, I have a girlfriend. And he did it in a way where he was visualizing her and he was thinking about her in a positive way, which shows to me that he did at the time. Now, I don't know enough about One Direction to know if that's the same woman that he's with now, but I just want to point out what I saw.
A nice one, I hope.
He's caring. He treats me really well.
Now, what Harry did right there is a classic redirect in comedy. So when speaking about one thing, then he misinterprets it and redirects it to something else, talking about him being in a relationship with Louis. This is also something that most best friends do when they are very, very close and they're really playful with each other.
He does a lot. He does a lot for her.
It's your first time in Paris?
He's a nice guy.
No,
We've both been before, actually.
a few times.
Yes.
Love
I
it.
love it. It's a beautiful, beautiful
Why?
city. I think just like the culture
And the vibe.
Yeah, the whole kind of, you know, it's quite like cool. I think Paris.
Yeah.
Paris is really like cool, like the shopping and music and like yeah.
You do shopping, yeah.
We haven't really had a chance at the moment, but
I'd love to go shopping
me too.
here, but we don't have time.
Okay. And the name of your band, One Direction, what's the direction? or your direction, or the direction of your group?
One Direction.
Let us know.
I think we just want to keep doing what we're doing, really. We want to keep working hard. We want to keep making music that people enjoy and that we enjoy, and hopefully our fans will like it and stick with us.
You can see her bum.
You can see it.
Yeah, Elias?
You see this lady's bum in the picture.
Okay.
Nice bum.
And just a present for me for Valentine's Day. Do you want to sing me a cappella?
Sure you do. But this is my bus.
Just sing of your choice.
What do you reckon?
I will make a song up.
Alright.
It's okay?
We're gonna make one up. Need the microphone.
Bear with us.
What are you doing?
Valentine's Day, Valentine's Day. What a lovely day, Valentine's Day. What a lovely day, Valentine's Day, Valentine's Day.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Musician.
As you can tell.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yeah.
I told you what you did, but it was good then.
Yeah.
It's okay for me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks,
It's
guys.
a present.
See you.
Goodbye. Ciao.
Now it's plain to see that Harry and Louis are both really charming individuals. That means they have a great personalities and they know how to connect with people really well, to be playful and keep a really light and positive vibe in the room between each other and the people that they are randomly meeting every day. Also, I want to get back to those small things that Louis was doing with Harry. Now, this is an ambiguous action. Now, could that mean Louis and Harry were in a relationship at the time and Louis pulling Harry over was an expression of that to Harry, and hopefully he didn't want anybody to know that. The same goes for playing with his handkerchief in his pocket. Was that an expression of his love towards Harry in a romantic way where they were in a secret relationship? This is pretty clear to me, being a guy, being somebody that was the same age as Harry and Louis, and also had really, really close friends back then. Now, Larry Stylinson is an interesting theory because most men are not very savvy to what's going on here. It's mostly women and girls that are interested in Larry Stylinson. The reality is, most boys that are super close and they're super best friends, and they both are supportive of the queer community, which means they don't feel shameful about it, shows that these two boys were able to be touching each other and physically playful with each other without any guilt, without any shame, or without any fear. This is how two best friends at that age, in their situation, would usually react to each other, interact with each other. This is how that relationship would go. Guys that are super duper close usually talk about each other as if they're in a relationship with each other. Why? It's just a fun thing that two best friends like to do to express their love for their friendship. Does that mean that they're actually in a secret relationship? Most of the time, no. Guess what? When I was in high school and when I was in college, I had best friends where I would be a spitting image of the Larry Stylinson relationship. We would be extremely physical. We would talk to each other and we would talk to others as though we were in a relationship. just like Harry was doing in that scene over there. This is something we naturally did, and we joked about it all the time. We would joke about it to the point where we wouldn't even laugh afterwards. We would make it as though we acted like we were gay for each other, that we were in a relationship with each other. Why? Because it was so fun to do, to be playful with each other. Also, it was a way for us to openly and comfortably express our affection and care for each other as males, which is not very easy to do. So what is an easier way to do it? Act as though you're attracted to each other. What does that do? It breaks the ice for the awkwardness of that actually being true. Now, I'm explaining to you how males that are bestest friends usually interact. What I'm seeing there is 0% chance of a relationship. Now, I also want to remind you that I have also researched Larry for a while now. I know about a lot of the things that people are bringing up. I want to let you know that this goes along with what I just talked about. Two friends that care about each other so much and like each other and have such a high amount of chemistry that they playfully act as though they're in a relationship. They'll do things like fake kissing each other. They'll do things like touching each other in inappropriate places. They'll do things like hold each other in places where they would usually hold a girlfriend. This is a normal thing. Now, it's not something that all boys who are best friends do. I want to be clear about that. Some boys are a lot more uncomfortable and feel awkward about that than others. But the boys that do feel comfortable with their sexuality and who they are can do this very easily with each other without feeling shame or embarrassment. In fact, like I said, the idea of kind of making it a relationship between each other breaks the ice, breaks the awkwardness of them expressing that affection. Now, I want to take this moment to point out the Larry compilations that I've seen. What most of these compilations do is also what a lot of other shipping compilations do. They take small moments in time and they zoom in on them, and then they add a bias to them. And then when you stack those clips with bias zoomed in, that creates a whole picture. Now, does that picture mean that it's true? Now, if I take a clip of two people talking, and while one person is talking, the other person is listening to that person. If I zoomed in on the person listening and I slowed it down and I played romantic music behind it, now it's hard for me to say this stuff. I kind of feel bad saying it because I know how big the fandom is for Larry Stylinson. In a small way, I kind of want to go along with everybody and I want it to be true and I want to believe it. But I have to go with my gut and I have to go with my experience. And I have to say right here, there's really honestly a 0% chance that there ever was a Larry Stylinson. And that's based on this video, and that's based on the other videos I've seen. Now, we can make all of the connections we'd like about a secret relationship, but I also want to introduce this thought. If Larry was a real thing and they were told to not show it to the world and they were told to act as though they were both in relationships and never dating each other, they would never be talking about being in relationships with each other. Their PR people would quickly shut that down. Their PR people would quickly disallow those videos from ever getting out. But it's actually quite the opposite. Harry and Louis are very, very happy to express their affection and to act like they're in a relationship with each other. It would make 0 sense for these two to constantly be talking about it, flirting with each other in that way that they do, and to have their managers, their PR people, whoever these big bad people are, to be pushing them down and having them not talk about it. It just wouldn't make any sense whatsoever. With that being said, I will hold my promise. If this video hits 500,000 views before the end of 2020, I will gladly make another Larry reaction video of your choosing, just as long as YouTube allows me to actually download it. Because like I said, there were a lot of videos that I wanted to react to, but I couldn't because I could not actually download them. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch this and actually considering what I have to say and my experience. If you'd like to vote on a video I could react to this coming week, simply follow me on my Instagram, it's in the description, and every week I put up a poll for who I should react to next. There's something else I gotta say. No matter what, nobody can stop you from appreciating the unique, beautiful relationship that Harry Styles and Louis Tomlinson have. As a man, I find it even more beautiful that two men could have such a close relationship without it having to be sexual. It's actually difficult for older men to show such affection to each other without being accused of being gay. So I think it's a good thing that two men like Harry and Louis could do that, and I think that should be applauded and not put down.